At ease, brothers. I must say, it feels good to be back in the saddle. It feels good to be in front of this camera, sharing my thoughts and sharing my experiences with my brothers. We always talk about going hard. We always talk about hustling and grinding. We always talking about getting to the bag. We always talk about finding higher versions of ourselves. We always talk about moving mountains. But I'm gonna tell you this, brothers. It's important that a man understand that part of his evolution, part of his moving forward, is knowing when to be still. I'm gonna say it again slow. Part of your getting ahead, part of you getting that bag, part of you getting in shape, part of that is knowing when to be still and observe the world around you. It's part of your evolution, man. And I can't talk about evolution without talking about today's sponsor, Teej Hanley. There's no greater feeling, brothers, than taking self-love and applying it to yourself for yourself. And what I mean by that is it's cool to go to the gym and get swole. You know that the women are going to be coming as a byproduct of that. It's going to be, what's going to take place when you get the bag. The world is going to start moving and treating you a certain way. But I'm telling you, brothers, once you start doing these things for yourself, but there's no greater feeling than that. There's no greater fulfillment in that. And that's why I'm proud to partner with Teej Hanley on this video. Believe me, man, Teej Hanley is the truth. You've heard me talk about them before, and you're going to be hearing me talk about them for a long time because I know the positive impact they've had on my life. Seriously, I don't think some of you brothers believe me when I tell you how much implementing a quality skincare routine will improve confidence in all areas of your life. Teej Hanley makes taking care of your skincare uncomplicated. They provide you with all the products that you need and nothing you don't. I recommend you start with their level 1 system, which comes with all the basics: a daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer with SPF 20, and a PM moisturizer. Oh, and to make it simple for guys like us, they provide this instruction card in every box that tells you how and when to use each product. It definitely comes in clutch. Skincare wasn't something I always took seriously, brothers, but now I wish I would have sooner. But you don't have to take my word for it, brothers. There are over 5,000 5-star reviews from customers around the globe. In addition to amazing skin, members of Teej Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off of retail price, access to exclusive monthly deals, the ability to pause or cancel at any time, and free US shipping. And because Teej Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers a great deal. Just click the first link in the description box and you'll get 30% off your first box, plus a free gift. Don't miss out on this amazing deal. Click that link and get started today. So what do you mean, soul, by being still? I'm gonna say this, brothers. We always talk about the silence. We always talk about solitude. We always talk about stillness. I'm gonna tell you, these are completely 3 different places. These are 3 different areas that a man must learn to master in his life. And today I want to focus on stillness. Why is stillness so important? I'm gonna say this, man. Stillness must be a rally point in every man's life. Stillness is important because stillness is the break that's needed while you're on the journey. Like I said, the solitude is one thing. The silence is a completely different separate thing. But when a man understands the importance of his stillness, brother, he can keep himself from going in cycles for years. He can put himself in position to double down on life and elevate faster than his peers. A man must understand the stillness, man. There's a book, and I talk about this book every once in a while. Book called U Squared by Price Pritchett, right? Brother out of Dallas. And the way this book starts off, this book has so many gems on it, but the way it starts off kind of sets the tone for the whole book, right? And it's a brother that's he's explaining a scenario. And he says something like, I'm sitting in a hotel or a cabin just outside of Toronto. Brother said he's just chilling, right? And he said in the background, he can hear a fly hitting the glass trying to get outside. And he said this fly is doing everything he can. He hears that fly is just trying harder, trying harder. And he says, you know what? This fly, regardless of how hard he's trying, he's going to die over there on that windowsill. Like this has to be his last few moments on this planet. And then he said, man, just 10 steps away in the other direction, he said the door is wide open. He said if that fly would just turn around and go out the door, he would be in the arena that he chooses to be in. He would be outside where he desires to be. And that's why I'm telling you, brother, that's why it's important for us to know when to be still. You know what I'm saying? Because going back to this scenario, if the fly would have just paused for a second and observed his surroundings, he would have been in a completely different position, brothers. He would have been in the arena he chose to be in. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, brothers. It's important for us to know when to be still. So why should we be still, man? It's specifically a rally point in a man's life. It's a rally point in a man's life. It's the point in time where a man is on his mission and he's decided to stop and observe his surroundings. Not only is he looking at himself, this is what a man is observing. When a man is in his stillness, he's simply taking a break and observing everything that is a reflection of him. Think about what I'm saying. What he's really doing is almost reverse engineering success. Instead of just constantly churning, a man is taking a break saying, you know what? Let me look at myself by looking at the world around me. In other words, let me look at my money. I've been on a mission for 6 months. I've been on a mission for 2 years. Have my situation changed? Let me stop and observe that. Let me observe my habits. Let me observe my bank account. Have things changed? Like, am I going in the right direction? Let me look at the woman in my life. Let me look at the women that I entertain, rather. Am I still entertaining low caliber women? You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm going in this direction toward my higher, toward the highest version of myself, if I'm walking in my I am, let me just stop and smell the roses. Let me look at the fruit that I am producing. Am I going in the right direction? You know what I'm saying, brothers? My circle of friends. I said that I want to hang out with higher vibrating brothers, man. Are the brothers in my circle reflecting the place that I'm going? Or are they still the same brothers that are desiring to hang on the block like in my past? A man must understand these rally points must be present in his evolution or on his journey, rather, right? And it's no different than life. It's no different than when I was in the military. I can remember going to a basic training, Fort Knox, 30-some degrees. We out in the middle of the woods. We doing road marches that last all day. But you think we just rucked up, grabbed our weapons and hit the road and never stopped? No, brothers. That would have been the worst tactic known to man. Every so many miles, man, every so many clicks, man, we'll stop. We'll stop and observe our surroundings. We'll pull that map and start looking at landmarks. We'll start getting grid coordinates of our locations to see if we're on track. No different than when I went to the desert, man. You travel so far in the middle of the sand where everything looks the same, but at some point, man, you got to stop and get some grid coordinates. You have to stop and make sure you're going in the same direction. And you know what's weird, man? Or what I'm thinking about at this moment? This is probably the reason why many men live their lives in patterns. Because if a man never takes time to sit down and observe the patterns in his life, I can see how a man can go 20, 30, 50, 70 years just swimming in circles. He never stops to say, you know what? I've seen this mountain before. I've seen this type woman before. He never stops and says, you know what? My money keeps doing a certain thing. Let me stop. Let me observe what I'm doing. Let me observe where I'm going. A man that doesn't set rally points in his life, a man that never just sits in stillness, man. But he can easily find himself off track instead of going towards his true north. That stillness is strictly built to recalibrate, man. That's where you recalibrate. That's where you say, you know what? Let me observe everything in my life and see if I'm on course. And if not, let me make my adjustments. If not, let me make my adjustments. Because sitting in that stillness, one thing that makes it so different than solitude and the silence is it's all about you. It's not about receiving information from higher sources. It's not about distancing yourself from the world. It's about seeing how you're moving. It's about seeing if you're on path or not, brothers. So it's all about recalibrating. As men, we don't recalibrate enough. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I'm saying. Like, it's good to be in healthy relationships. It's good to have a good circle of friends. But when it's time to recalibrate, brother, you just have to be still and be by yourself for a minute. You have to be still and be by yourself for a minute. So all I want to say today, brothers, man, is learn how to be still, bro. Learn how to be still. Learn how to be honest with yourself and observe the things in your world that are a reflection of you. Or are they matching up with that end destination that at the end of your journey? Learn to be still, man. And I know you're saying, bro, so it ain't no time to be still. It's too much going on. I got too much to do. Brother, you have to prioritize that stillness. I know you got 3 or 4 weeks lined up on vacation. I don't care if you got 1 week. I'm gonna tell you this, man. Take that time off. Take that weekend when you're gonna get out, you wanna turn up and do all this stuff. Take that weekend to be in stillness. That vacation, that PTO you stacking up. Take that whole week and do nothing in it. Do nothing in it. Yeah, I know you want to go to Barbados. Yeah, I know you want to go to Tulum and do all these things. But I'm going to tell you this. Whatever is taking place in those foreign lands right now will be taking place when you get there. I know you think that you're going to be missing out on life when you don't do things, brothers. But that world is still going to be doing what it's doing when you get there. Don't believe me? Go back home. Go back to your hometown. Some of your same homeboys are sitting on the same corners, sipping on the same bottles of liquor. Some of those same women that you think are going to get away are still going to be sleeping with the same circle of brothers, still doing the same thing. The world isn't changing, man. Like I always say, a lot of people wake up and want to respond to the world, but this world is responding to you. So when you sit still, man, best believe your world is sitting still with you, brothers. If you're a man of understanding, if you understand your power, if you understand that you are creating the world that you live in, when you sit in stillness, your world is sitting still so that you can observe it. You ain't missing nothing. You ain't missing nothing, brothers. So learn to sit in stillness, man. That's where you will find your 2.0. Learn to sit in stillness, man. It is part of your evolution. Don't forget about the amazing deal at Tiege Hanley. Click that link and get started today.